It's Yogi Raj 2.0 in Uttar Pradesh. The 49-year-old monk is also set to be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for a second consecutive time. Along with Yogi Adityanath, 45 to 47 ministers are likely to take oath. The Saffron Party broke the 37-year-old jinx of the incumbent government being voted back to power. Before the grand oath-taking ceremony, Yogi Adityanath paid floral tribute to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Meanwhile, the oath ceremony will be held at Lucknow's Atal Stadium today at 4 p.m. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, BJP Chief JP Nadda will be attending the mega event. Over 60,000 people are expected to be part of the momentous swearing-in ceremony. Elaborate security arrangements are being made before the mega event. Over 8,000 police personnel have been deployed to look after the security arrangements as Yogi bulldozes his way to power. He has several challenges to face in the second term of his government. It includes unemployment, the tag of being an anti-farmer government and maintaining law and order in the state.
जो मुझ पर विश्वास किया है पार्टी ने 2017 में, तब तो मैं विधायक भी नहीं था, एक सामान्य सांसद था, मेरे पास कोई प्रशासनिक अनुभव नहीं था। उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे राज्य में सुरक्षा की कोई बात करे, कानून का राज हो इसकी बात करे, उत्तर प्रदेश के लोगों के लिए एक सपना था, लेकिन उस सपने को हकीकत में हम बदल पाए क्योंकि इन महापुरुषों का एक अभिभावकत्व जैसा संरक्षण हम सब के ऊपर था और उसको हम लोगों ने प्रभावी ढंग से प्रदेश में लागू करने में हमें सफलता प्राप्त हुई। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास का जो ये मूल मंत्र है, इस मूल मंत्र ने अपना असर दिखाया और जनता जनार्दन ने कहा कि नहीं, हम अब वंशवाद की राजनीति में नहीं, हम अब जातिवाद और उन संकीर्ण राजनीतिक दायरों से ऊपर उठ करके राष्ट्रवाद, विकास और सुशासन के लिए अपना समर्थन देंगे। लोगों को पहली बार लगा कि गरीब का घर भी बन सकता है, पहली बार लगा कि पैसा सीधे गरीब के खाते में जा सकता है, पहली बार लगा कि उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे राज्य में पर्व और त्योहार शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से मनाए जा सकते हैं, पहली बार लगा उत्तर प्रदेश दंगा मुक्त राज्य बन सकता है और पहली बार लगा है कि एक गरीब को भी फ्री में उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर राशन प्राप्त हो सकता है।
My colleagues Samarth Srivastava and Abhishek Mishra are now joining me live from Lucknow. Samarth is outside the UP Chief Minister's residence in Lucknow and Abhishek is at the state BJP headquarters. Samarth, I'll come across to you first. What is Yogi Adityanath's day looking like so far? And give us a sense of the mega preparations that the Bharatiya Janata Party has made for this swearing-in ceremony.
See, it's a day of CM Yogi Adityanath and it's just a matter of 6 hours now when UP CM Yogi Adityanath will be once again enthroned as the CM of Uttar Pradesh. This will happen after a gap of 37 years when the CM phase will repeat in the state of UP. I am standing outside the CM residence and see the atmosphere out here is just electrifying. A lot of workers, a lot of people out here waiting for CM Yogi Adityanath to come out. Like as Prime Minister is about to come by 3 p.m. the atmosphere is outside is just dazzling. As I can show you the posters out here outside the CM residence. The entire area is being colored, especially with the Bhagwa color. As you can see, Amit Shah's poster out here, Rajnath Singh, CM Yogi Adityanath, Narendra Modi, all of the big faces, all the architects of this win, because it was not just about Yogi Adityanath. All of these faces, these big faces, including Nadda, Rajnath, Prime Minister and CM himself, they all campaigned so extensively across the state of Uttar Pradesh for this massive win, because it was not a one-day miracle for UP CM, because it was almost a pressured thing when Akhilesh Yadav was on ground, as it was said to be a bipolar contest. But at the end of the day, BJP got majority, and that too with massive seats. So the preparations out here in the cities are massive, and it's not just about the politicians. The saints from across Kashi, Ayodhya and Mathura are also invited here. Apart from that, various traders from across India are invited. But what I'm getting from this is that around 45 to 47 ministers could be sworn in as the ministers in this particular swearing-in ceremony, and the entire atmosphere across Ikana is also electrifying with lots of things, because the entire Ikana stadium, be it outside or inside or from the stretch, the 7.2 kilometers stretch from airport to stadium, that has been colored by LDA and Lucknow Municipal Corporation by various flower pots, various hoardings. The entire roads were painted with yellow and white color mixture, while the boats have been given a proper essence of bhagwa and white mix.
Okay, so the BJP is turning Lucknow saffron today in anticipation of that mega coronation ceremony of Yogi Adityanath. Samad, stay on with us. I'm tossing it across to my colleague Preeti Chaudhary, who's on ground in Lucknow as well. She is in the midst of all that action today, the big swearing-in ceremony of Yogi 2.0. Preeti, over to you.
Fine, yeah. Camera person is just showing us. We are thank you, Paulomi. As our camera person is just showing us, we are at the BJP headquarters, and as you can see, there is a lot of crowd, a lot of BJP cadre already right here standing alongside, looking to move from here in buses. They would be making their way to the Vajpayee Stadium, the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Stadium, where this massive ceremony is to take place. Let's try and get in a few already. Can you, if you can hear, आप लोग यहाँ से कब निकलेंगे स्टेडियम के लिए?
स्टेडियम के लिए निकलेंगे वही 2 बजे से।
2 बजे। तो यहाँ पर अभी ये जमावड़ा किसके लिए लग रहा है?
माननीय योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के शपथ ग्रहण समारोह जी के लिए, मुख्यमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश।
आप कहाँ से आए?
मैं जनपद एटा से।
आप एटा से आए हैं?
मैं कानपुर महानगर से आया हूँ। हम सब लोगों के लिए बहुत गौरवपूर्ण का विषय है कि योगी जी दोबारा सरकार बनाने जा रहे हैं, और कानून की ये सरकार है। ये हम लोगों को राम मंदिर दिया है सरकार ने, काशी कॉरिडोर दिया, अब मथुरा भी देने वाली यही सरकार है, योगी सरकार है केवल।
तो आप बीजेपी के क्या है, कार्यकर्ता हैं क्या है?
हम बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता हैं।
आप कार्यकर्ता हैं और आप यहाँ पे काम कर रहे हैं क्योंकि राम मंदिर मिला है।
हाँ, हम लोगों को राम मंदिर मिला है, सुशासन दिया है, गुंडा राज भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त सरकार देने का काम केवल योगी सरकार ने।
आप कहाँ से? आप कानपुर से हैं? आप
कुशीनगर जी।
आप कुशीनगर से, गोरखपुर से आए हैं?
मुख्यमंत्री शहर से।
आप, हाँ जी मालूम है, मुख्यमंत्री के शहर से आए हैं। यहाँ पर अभी आप 2 बजे निकलेंगे यहाँ से? बसेस में भर के निकल रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं अपना गाड़ी से आया।
अपना गाड़ी से आए? गोरखपुर से अपना गाड़ी से आए हैं? कार्डर है?
नहीं, युवा मोर्चा में जिला कार्य समिति सदस्य है।
युवा मोर्चा में
कार्य समिति सदस्य हूँ।
आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
मैं मुजफ्फरनगर से हूँ। यशवीर सिंह है, क्षेत्रीय मंत्री पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश का।
आप मुजफ्फरनगर से आए हैं? आप कहाँ से आए?
मुजफ्फरनगर से।
आप भी
जी, मुजफ्फरनगर से आए हैं।
आप कहाँ से आए? मुजफ्फरनगर में तो बीजेपी ने अच्छा नहीं किया है।
नहीं, काफी अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है।
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? 2 सीटें हैं 6 में से।
2 सीटें भी बहुत बड़ी अच्छी मात्रा में जीते हैं। 2 सीटें
अच्छी मात्रा में।
जिला बुलंदशहर, जनपद
बुलंदशहर से है मैडम, और सातों की सातों विधानसभा पे हमने जीत हासिल की, बहुत बड़ी बहुमत से हमने जीत किया है, जीत प्राप्त की है।
आप कहाँ से? आप भी बुलंदशहर से। बताइए सर, आप कहाँ से आए?
एटा से।
आप भी एटा से?
जी। मुरादाबाद से मोहम्मद अयूब सैफी।
कहाँ से?
मुरादाबाद से।
सोनभद्र से आए हैं मैडम, हम लोग सोनभद्र।
कहाँ से आए?
मैं मुरादाबाद से हूँ, पदाधिकारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी का हूँ, और योगी जी ने बहुत अच्छा काम करा, सरकार बनी, और हमारे मोदी जी 2024 में फिर आएंगे और पूरे देश को बढ़िया करके करेंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
श्री राम जय जय।
मैं भी आती हूँ। हाँ, बताएं दादा कहाँ से? आप कुशीनगर से। कैसे आए हैं कुशीनगर से? कार्डर है? ट्रेन से है। कार्डर है? कार्डर है?
हाँ, कैडर है। जिला संयोजक है कुशीनगर के।
आप कुशीनगर से आए हैं। So you know, as you can hear in chants of Jai Shri Ram, that's something which has been echoing. चलिए 1 सेकंड। हाँ, आप बताएं आप कहाँ से आए?
हम अलीगढ़ से आए हैं।
आप अलीगढ़ से आए हैं? वहाँ पे तो बेहतर किया है।
बेहतर किया है, 7 में 7।
हम लोग 7 में 7 सीटें जीते हैं कुशीनगर विधानसभा में। सचिन पाठक, जिला कार्य समिति सदस्य युवा मोर्चा।
आप ये टोपी कहाँ से लगा के आए हैं?
देखिए, ये भगवा है, उत्तर प्रदेश भगवा में हो गया है। बाबा जी मुख्यमंत्री बनने वाले हैं, कल सुबह से बुलडोजर से चालू हो जाएगा, कोई अपराधी नहीं बचेगा। मैं कन्नौज से आया हूँ। एक मिनट भाई साहब, मैं कन्नौज से आया हूँ। वहाँ पर तीनों सीटों पर भाजपा का कब्जा हो चुका है, और असीम अरूढ़ जी उप मुख्यमंत्री बनने वाले हैं उत्तर प्रदेश के। असीम अरूढ़ जी
अभी तक तो नहीं बने ना, सो देयर अ लॉट ऑफ मांग है आपकी। अच्छा, चलिए सही है, बहुत बढ़िया। सर आते हैं 2 मिनट। अरे देवरिया, 1 सेकंड। बोलिए।
हम देवरिया से आए हैं, रामपुर का खराब विधानसभा से, और देवरिया की 7 सीटें हम लोग जीते हैं, और बुलडोजर बाबा का बुलडोजर कल से चल रहा है। और फिर जो है फिर
सिर्फ दिखा भी देते हैं, ये बुलडोजर दिखा देते हैं। Alright, so this is at the BJP headquarters. 2 मिनट, चलिए बहुत शुक्रिया सर, 2 मिनट दीजिएगा अभी, क्योंकि हमारे और रिपोर्टर हैं, उनके पास जाएंगे, उन सबसे बात करेंगे। Alright, so this is the scene at the BJP headquarter. A lot of chants of Jai Shri Ram, Bulldozer Baba. Well, as you can hear, I want to cut across. I want to cut across right now to my colleagues Samarth and Abhishek. Both are joining us live. Samarth, if you can take us through a lot of fervor, a lot of festivity where the BJP headquarter in Lucknow is concerned. Would you give us a brief on what we can expect at 4 p.m. at the swearing-in ceremony at the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Stadium? Over to you.
See, there is a sense of festivity in the state capital, and it is not just about the BJP office, it is also about the CM residence or the Ikana Cricket Stadium where the mega ceremony will take place. I am outside the CM residence, and out here there are workers, there are people who are waiting for CM Yogi Adityanath to come. There are speculations about the tea with the expected ministers with CM Yogi Adityanath, for which also we are waiting out here. But out here, there are a lot of posters out here outside this particular CM residence, because it is not just a win, because this time around, after 37 long years, the CM is repeating, and that is the big win. Amit Shah clearly said yesterday that I just gave a leader, you made him the CM. So that this win belongs to Yogi, because it was a clear-cut Akhilesh versus Yogi contest in this election, and Yogi Adityanath dominated completely, because nobody expected such seats for BJP when we were covering the campaigning of both the parties. But out here now, the atmosphere is electrifying as the city is dazzling with colors, especially with the Bhagwa. I just want my cameraman to just zoom out here. The images of top BJP leaders right behind me: Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, JP Nadda, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Yogi himself, Rajeshwar Singh. All these big leaders were the architect of this massive win for BJP, while the expected faces, the new faces which gained limelight like Aparna Yadav, Pankaj Singh, Daya Shankar Singh, also Rajeshwar Singh out here could also be seen, and how can we forget Sanjay Nishad, one other person, the alliance partner for BJP, who helped BJP to get more seats. So it was not just about BJP, it was also about the strategy, what we say Chanakya of Indian politics, Amit Shah. It was the major political move by making Sanjay Nishad, the Nishad party, Apna Dal, all those partners who had some influence in Purvanchal, though BJP was also striking for Rajbhar, but he went to Akhilesh. But currently what we are seeing, that the city is set for the mega swearing-in ceremony of the CM Yogi Adityanath. Back to you.
You know, Samar, stay on with us. I'm going to come right back to you. I want to cut across to Abhishek as well on the guest list, because there was a lot of speculation whether Bollywood stars or celebrities would be called. It seems invitations have in fact gone out, and a peculiar invitee has been Amitabh Bachchan. And why do I say it's peculiar? Is that Amitabh Bachchan's wife has been very vocal. She's a Samajwadi Party Rajya Sabha MP, and was rather very vocal against the government. So will Amitabh Bachchan actually come in? We're going to go across to my colleague Abhishek Mishra. But before that, I want to cut across to Rahul Srivastav, who's joining me from the studio. Once again, we was to give our, give you a sense of perspective of where we are. The Vidhayaks, the MLAs are now filtering in. We are at the BJP headquarters. A lot of cadre, that has come through all across Uttar Pradesh. You just heard when we spoke to all of them from where all they've actually come in, from all parts of UP. There is a sense of euphoria. There are chants of Jai Shri Ram. I want to go back to Rahul Srivastav. Rahul, in 2017, I remember, you were there with me, and I was on the ground, and we covered the 2017 oath-taking ceremony of Yogi Adityanath. And, he was a surprise candidate then, and I still remember we were all getting ready, to relay live, and then 2 hours before the ceremony, Yogi Adityanath himself came to that Maidan. At that point of time, it was a ground where that oath-taking took place, and he himself made sure, that the seating arrangement was right, the preparation was right. How life's come full circle for him, 5 years. This election fought under his banner.
Yes, Preeti. Yogi Adityanath today occupies a space which perhaps we have not seen any chief minister of the BJP in the last 7 years. Somewhere one thing is very clear, that though yes, he has trumped superstitions, Noida jinx and others, he has created a victory which is unprecedented in the history of Uttar Pradesh. The fact is also that today's function is all about Narendra Modi. But if you take a drone look at what is happening, it's distinctly clear that somewhere the BJP is creating a spectacle in which Yogi Adityanath is a critical factor. Though it is about Narendra Modi's, the BJP is already into the launch pad as far as the 2024 election is concerned. But somewhere the sense comes that Yogi Adityanath is upayogi for Narendra Modi. That Modi-Yogi duo is creating that kind of synergy which will be seen as part of a BJP's electoral plan in the next 7 years. That somewhere one feels that Yogi Adityanath has definitely gone up as far as the BJP's rungs is concerned. And it is not just about development and growth and other elements, the double engine element, but I think that double engine Hindutva element is also very potent. Yogi Adityanath, the monk who has sold Hindutva like never before, 365 days for 5 years. And if that is the game plan, what one can say is Narendra Modi and Yogi Adityanath will be using this platform to keep the Hindutva element alive in Uttar Pradesh, even though the opposition may try to derail their campaign like they tried to do this time around with the Mandal element.
You know, Rahul, you're right. It's already echoing at least the BJP headquarters here where Jai Shri Ram and Bhagwa is concerned. Dada, kahan se aaye hain?
हम ब्रज से आए हैं।
ब्रज से आए हैं?
ब्रज से और आप राधा रानी हम तुम्हारे साथ में आशीर्वाद लेकर के आए, खुशियों का, फूलों का, योगी जी के लिए, मोदी जी के लिए। जब तक चंदा शीशा टूटे, चंदा धरती पर उतरे, राम राज की जय हो और राधा रानी की जय हो, बोल भगवती मैया की जय।
So you just heard it, Rahul, there. Ram Rajya ki jai ho. So when we talk about the whole Hindutva factor, the way Yogi Adityanath can't be a bigger icon where that is concerned. I want to cut across to Samarth, but I'll also show you the icons that have become synonymous with Yogi Adityanath. The Bulldozer being one of them. There's somebody else also who really wants to get in a go and a word. दादा बताएं, चलिए कहाँ से आए हैं आप? काफी
सारनाथ।
आप सारनाथ से आए?
जी हाँ, सारनाथ से।
सारनाथ से आए हैं। क्या यहाँ पे काडर है, प्रवक्ता है, क्या है?
हम कुछ नहीं है। हम लोग आप जनता है। जनता ने परिवारवाद को और जातिवाद को समाप्त कर दिया है, तुष्करण नीति को समाप्त कर दिया है। पूरी जनता बोल रही है योगी 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 योगी।
आप काडर नहीं
योगी योगी योगी।
तो योगी अगले कौन?
योगी योगी योगी।
मोदी के बाद कौन? मोदी के बाद
योगी, योगी के बाद मोदी।
योगी जी रहेंगे, मोदी जी भी रहेंगे।
Well, there you okay. So
आगे भक्तों की।
चलिए हम आ रहे हैं अभी 2 मिनट दीजिए। I want to cut across to my colleague Abhishek Mishra, who's joining me not very far on the other side of the BJP headquarters. Abhishek, I want you to encapsulate for me the guest list. A lot of speculation yesterday on the guest list for the swearing in, primarily where the celebrity factor is concerned. We believe now that Amitabh Bachchan finds a mention in the guest list as well. Will he come is a big question mark. We'll only know at 4 p.m. But an interesting choice at the same.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. And today the celebration is big. The names are big who are gonna attend this important ceremony, including Amitabh Bachchan. But it remains to be seen whether he will be there or not. But before that, let me show you something which could excite you as well, because I'm on the other side of the BJP headquarters, and look at the visuals here. A massive feast is about to begin. More than 5,000 BJP workers will be getting this tasty meal today. Puri, sabji and a sweet along with it. And the preparations have begun from 6 a.m. in the morning. But now all the visuals which I am witnessing here is so tempting that I can't resist myself. And I invite you also to come here on the other side of this BJP headquarters where this feast has begun. It is very important, Preeti, with the fact how the BJP has invited more than 50,000 of this worker today to attend the important Ekana Stadium ceremony here at 4 p.m. But before that, here all the workers who are coming here from the different parts of Uttar Pradesh have come here, be at Bulandshahr, be at Mainpuri, be at, the eastern part, the Purvanchal. So for them, there is a special arrangement and that has begun. So it's all about celebrations, it's all about the colors and also about the taste which has already begun to be served here at the BJP headquarters. Yes.
All right, okay. This man has been trying to get us to. अच्छा, आपने गाना लिखा है, तो बताइए क्या गाना?
मैं ज्वाला प्रसाद।
कहाँ से हैं?
मैं ज्वाला प्रसाद गुप्ता, जहुराबाद क्षेत्र, थाना मर्दा, जिला गाजीपुर का, मऊ की बाउंड्री पर।
गाजीपुर से आए हैं?
जी।
क्या है, प्रवक्ता है?
जी, वहाँ की स्थिति बहुत अच्छी है।
आप प्रवक्ता हैं, क्या है?
जी, मैं वहाँ का मेंबर हूँ।
मेंबर है?
जी।
गाना जो लिखा है वो सुना दीजिए।
सौभाग्य भक्तों की यहाँ मंदिर योगी जी पधारे है, गंगा जल है जिसमें उनकी अमृत वाणी है, वह कर्म किसके धारी मैं किस पधारे है, गदागारी ऐसे कर्म भी उनकी धारी है।
बहुत बढ़िया, थैंक यू। सो that's the kind of the atmosphere in terms of festival. I want to quickly, before we go into a break, cut across to Rahul Srivastava, who's joining us in the studio. Rahul, to touch upon the guest list today, which we were talking about earlier, rather peculiar but really interesting pick to invite Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan's wife, as we all know, Jaya Bachchan, is a Samajwadi Party Rajya Sabha MP. She's been rather vocal through the course of the election. Will he come? Will he not? And a lot of other celebrities as well, industrialists also on the list.
Preeti, it's a very well-crafted show. The guest list is extremely well curated. If you see the guest list, if there is a Hindutva element to the BJP's politics today, it's going to be there tomorrow. It was there yesterday. Then you see the litany of saints and seers who have been invited for this. All the 13 top akhadas, the akhada pramukhs, all of them have been invited. Why? Since 1989, the saints and seers have formed the backbone of the Ram Janmabhoomi movement and have backed the BJP as far as its Hindutva elements and agendas are concerned. It is basically to honor them and keep them engaged for the future. Now you take a look at all the BJP chief ministers who are coming. That's a show of strength. That's perhaps a show of strength, perhaps to unnerve the rivals and perhaps impress the voters. Then you take a look at all the India Inc. which has been invited. Mukesh Ambani, Adani's, the Mahindras and the Birlas and others. Largely it's again showcasing what has been achieved by the BJP and also perhaps to signal to these industrialists that UP has changed. The law and order, the Shasan, Rashan, Prashasan polarization element perhaps has created the churn for the BJP. The BJP wants to tell the India Inc. that come invest in Uttar Pradesh. Why they want to do that? Because the BJP faced a scare in the recent elections. It felt that unemployment and price rise and other things were such issues that UP just doesn't need Hindutva. It needs something beyond that. And that is why the industrialists, the actors, definitely it adds a certain bit of glitz. There are stars from Bollywood who have been sympathetic to the BJP and the BJP's agendas, and that is why one finds that there is a list. Amitabh Bachchan has a serious association with Gujarat. In the past, he has been the brand ambassador for Vibrant Gujarat, and his famous lines, "Kuch samay to guzariye Gujarat mein," cannot be forgotten. So one will wait and see whether he comes. But I think this list is about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. 75,000 people can be accommodated in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Stadium, but I think the BJP plans to occupy every inch of it.
All right. Okay. Rahul, we are going to come right back to you. We're going to quickly slip into a break, but I'd like to ask my camera person to actually close in on the music that's playing here, and all you can hear is Bhagwa and Ram Rajya and Hindu. 3 buzzwords right now at the BJP headquarters. I'm going to go into a quick break and we're going to come right back to Rahul Srivastava in the studio and our other reporters. Do stay with us. A quick break.